particles to atoms, atoms to molecules, molecules to macromolecules, macromolecules to organelles, organelles to cells, cells to tissues, tissues to organs, organs to organ systems, organ systems to organisms. Are currently watching this live stream. I am seriously getting a lot better with that, by the way. Point is, what just happened? Well, as per usual, I was on Bigo, and I'll be honest, I never thought I would actually do this, but I did. That was I profiled someone. And for those who don't know, there's a way about how I describe profile. Profiling is basically of almost like classifying someone based off like a certain types of characteristics, behaviors, there's behaviors in a way where you kind of think that that because they're doing this or because they're that that they are that they'll do this. So basically, it's like um, if, for example, now I'm Filipino. How about that one? Now I'm Filipino, so because I'm Filipino, it would typically maybe be assumed that because I'm also going into biology, that I would be a nurse. I'm trying to like, go into nursing, very much interested in biology, that sort of thing. Truth is, no. What do I full on mean by like profiling this? Let me just let me just cut it. Let me just cut straight to the point. I basically profiled a black person on Bigo as if he was high because the way of how he acted. Now, I had no inclinations for like the race part. That was not again the point. It was none of his race. It was more of his behavior. Because again, he talked like and you like completely understand, and the point I'm trying to get at is that there were these types of geometric shapes, like ancient Egyptian geometric shapes, and it would be used as a way to create like a certain type of frequency that we could use a way to maybe like maximize human potential. I think it called like geocentric centrism and it's something I can't fully remember, but it was such a weird topic. Like, and I thought to myself, like, that's just ridiculous. Ridiculous. And again, because of that sort of behavior, I assumed he was high. Like that just sounded like something you would say if you were high. So I was basically just not taking the guy seriously at all. I was like saying like basically like going, yeah, man, definitely. Definitely. That sort of piece. And the way about like how he was kind of like moving, it was like this. It was like kind of like this. Yeah, man, definitely. That's the thing. Like, it just looked like he was like perpetually tired, and that's why I did why I was profiling him as if he was high. And of course, I continued to like ridicule him. I kept like saying like, What are you on, or what drugs are you on?" Like, based off like what you're doing and the weirdness that you're just saying, like the thing that you just told me, you sound like you are high. And the thing was he really wasn't. He was just that calm. He was just that cool. He was calm, cool, collective. And why he did not just skip me on Bigo, I don't know. Why I didn't do it just to him, because I'm a bit spiteful. So I just like wanted to keep it going until eventually he then started to like tell me, like, after I was like calming down, I then heard him tell a story saying about how he was at a party, you know, and he was like with his friends, they were like dancing, and two white guys came to him. It came to them. They're like, "What are you all doing? What's going on?" And these and the white people were basically doing exactly like what he told me. That, what drugs are you on? And I thought to myself, holy shit. And then he went and even further, saying like just because I act a certain way and I match like a certain type of characteristic that you might have seen like if someone was on drugs does not necessarily mean I'm on it. He didn't put it like that exactly. Again, because he sounded it as if like, oh god, man, like I need you, please. I'll just say this: I thought you were just tired of me, but he wasn't. Again, he was not tired. He was patient, calm. He was cool. He was basically kind of like uh, I guess you could call it the stereotype of a stoic. You know, like if you ever like keep up with like stoicism, he would and like the stereotypes of like stoics that they don't get angry, they don't get like aggressive, they don't fight back, like as like a hard headed warrior or whatever. They're not like that. Or rather, he was like that. It was calm, it was cool, it was collected, it was patient, and he was able to basically explain all of this to me. Again, how he was able to do that was impressive. And that only again further fueled my perception as if he was high because it just sounded as if like there's just no way. But the thing is, again, there are people. There are people like that. That there are people that are able to be this calm, to be this cool, to be this collective. That it seems as if it's unnatural, as if like they are quote unquote high. But they're not. They're not high. They're just people this type of behavior. It might seem weird. It does feel weird. But that doesn't make it wrong. What makes it wrong is to profile a certain type of thing as if they are that, as if they might have done that, or that they are that again. I failed. I truly failed to see how fucking stupid I was. Not just how stupid I was acting, but how stupid but it was to come across as if like just to point out because of this behavior you're doing and because you reminded me of like someone who like took this drug. I call it purple drink. It's basically like cough syrup. It's like freaking that. Uh, it was like soda, candy, and cough syrup, which has like high levels of codeine. Point is, he reminded me of like someone who took that. And he basically had the same exact behavior. But the thing is, again, that guy was not high. That was just how he and I was basically doing exactly like what he told me about when he and his friends went to a party. They that those two guys who went up to them and said like, "There's no way like you should be acting like this normal. Like that's how you act. What did you take?" And they just kept going, and I kept going, just like those two people did. And I thought, damn, I really fucked up. I messed up. Now, looking past on this one, what am I trying to get at? I'm trying to get at is that just because someone acts a certain way does not necessarily mean this or that. Because we were even again, we even eventually were talking about upbringing. He even told me about the upbringing that he had, which one of it was basically him and like many other people I've talked to have like a very much similar personality as his does it feel like a stoic, which was their upbringing. I'm like the oldest member of my family, and I had to take care of like my younger siblings. I had to like take care of the household. I had to take care of the household. I had to go take care of care of like my younger siblings, that sort of thing. And I was actually I like thought, like that sort of association, because you do this certain behavior. Oh my god, right, right, you must be high. But it's like, no, it's just now, now like less of high and like more of like upbringing. So basically, looking at it, I'm trying to get at throughout all of this is again, don't just assume. And I know it's a lot more easier said than done. Like it's easier for me to say, hey, than to actually do it. It's very hard to catch yourself of from basically falling into the profiling of someone based off a certain characteristic or based off a certain behavior. Okay. So that's why. Like try to catch yourself. As much as I now need to go try to catch myself from doing this. Because someone acts away, because if someone does something, or because they have this characteristic, does not mean that they are high or that they have a tough upbringing. That you can never truly understand like what basically you can never truly know what a person's life is or what they're doing or what they have done unless you actually talk to them. And I know like some people might like go say, well, sometimes people lie. And I go, like, yeah, they do. But most of the time, when you just have a genuine conversation with someone, they're actually gonna tell you the truth. They're not gonna go say, "Oh, I'm a, I'm just like someone with like incredible amounts of money. I just got like these like 10 Bugattis, 20 housewives, that sort of thing." It's like, no, 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 no. Those like straight tell you if they have the patience and if they're willing. I mean, they'll just like tell you like how their life is, what's going on, that sort of thing. It might even be a bit more personal. You just have to be, you know, actively listening, talking to them, be able to relate. And that was eventually how we actually started to become closer friends. Oh, it's you look past like the profiling and just like you run out of steam on what you were doing. That profiling or aggression that you were doing, on them, and you just have a conversation, basically a version of crack a crack a cold one with the bros with friends. Basically, crack a cold one with your friends, family, whatever it might be. Be able to have like a good relationship with people. Honestly, I think the relationship that we have at the end of the day is like I could call this guy a good friend. He was awesome, calm, cool, collectiveness, goodness. That part, that's just him. That's just who he is. The mean took drugs, taking drugs, or he has a tough upbringing. Because as he even said, like, there are people who even are very much similar in how I behave, and they don't actually have a horrible life. They never had a life that I had, but they're able to remain stoic. We all can be able to know that there are people like there are people who even, of course, always seem like they're just like happy or they're smiling, or maybe that they are just they just don't just because like they basically act a certain way that seems weird to you does not mean there's something wrong with that. Nothing. That's just their behavior.